a recap of the school-wide construction, how the student council builds brotherhood in hybrid, and could 2020 actually be the worst year ever? All of this and more as WBLN starts right now. Hello Wolverines, I'm Manny Rodriguez and welcome to this week's edition of WBLN. You've probably seen all the construction going on around Belen. Reporter Daniel Casariego has a recap.
2020 has been full of ups and downs, but Belen continues to move forward. The chapel's construction began with a groundbreaking and blessing ceremony on May 29, 2019, and the Innovation Center started construction February of 2019.
You know, one of the things that has not happened since the whole COVID outbreak is construction has not stopped. Fortunately, it's the one thing that has continued. So during this whole time that we've been out of school, the major construction projects, which have been the chapel, the Innovation Center, and even some other jobs that we were planning on doing at a later time, we decided to do now so that we could take advantage of the fact that the kids weren't here and the construction companies kept building. So obviously the chapel's the biggest construction project, and we're a little bit delayed in the construction project, as many times these projects are, but we're targeting a completion date for June of 2021. A lot of the things that are in there are very special. The image of Our Lady of Belen, which we had made in Spain and has already been on campus now for about a year. We haven't revealed the statue yet because we want to save it for when the chapel opens up. The crucifix is going to be incredibly beautiful, which is coming to us from Italy. The paintings of the various Jesuit saints, there's 10 Jesuit saints whose paintings are going to be, or whose portraits are going to be in the chapel. Those are going to be very special. I think just the work in general is going to be very impressive. The Innovation Center is about maybe a week away, so we were able to get a lot of that done over the summer. Roberto Goizueta, who created a foundation that's always helping out, important organizations, and we received a very generous grant from the Goizueta Foundation, which allowed us to be able to build the Innovation Center, so we took advantage of that. So because of the Innovation Center, we're going to be able to create an enriched engineering program because we were limited in space, and robotics is no longer going to be a club. Now robotics becomes a class.
With all this construction going on, Belen has its sights on the future. For WBLN, I'm Daniel Casariego.
Although the student body has been separated, this doesn't mean the Belen Brotherhood stops. We talk with the student council on how they are building brotherhood from home.
The biggest compliment that Belen always gets is how close the student and alumni always are. We all know 2020 hasn't been the finest of years, but Belen is making sure that the students maintain a strong relationship with one another.
When we come in as new students at Belen, I feel like some people might be more ahead of others in the sense that they might have an older brother, they might have a parent, but I think a good way to introduce everyone to Belen and have them come in and really feel like they're at home is simply give them someone who's been in their shoes before.
Another person that plays a big role in how Belen keeps the brotherhood intact is Dean of Student Activities, Mr. Jordan.
For that, the elements of being a big brother, the elements of making sure that it is good for the students, good for the student body, that the new students are learning, the new students are becoming acclimated to the school, that they are welcome in the school.
Now with Belen going hybrid, Big Brother plans to start as soon as possible. With WBLN, this is Anthony Patricios.
Has 2020 actually been the worst year ever? Alex Ferreiro has more.
2020 has been one of the worst years to have ever occurred, with a global pandemic, one of the most active hurricane seasons, the Olympics were canceled, the massive wildfires in Australia, the deaths of basketball legend Kobe Bryant and Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman, and countless celebrities, and even sports were gone for over 5 months. All these events have made 2020 seem as we're living in a nightmare where something is bound to go wrong.
So during these times of great upheaval, new systems are being put in place. At the school, we have all kinds of health procedures, all kinds of dismissal procedures, all kinds of new lunch procedures, many systems which are new to all of us. And all this reminds me of something Pope Francis says. He says, the time of crisis is a time also for choosing. Each of us has to choose how we are going to behave. How are we going to respond to these new systems? And hopefully we can take this opportunity of crisis to make it a time for character development, to make it a time for generosity, a time of patience, and a time of self-sacrifice, of coming together in a community to support one another and to bring about the best results possible.
As we approach the end of this year, we hope that 2021 is one for the books. Now, with sports finally back and a vaccine on its way for COVID-19, we hope things can get back to normal.
You're back on campus, and you're gonna see a lot of masks. So how do you put it on? How do you take it off? All this we'll discuss in a minute to converse with your nurse.
Okay, so let's start with the shaving cream. This shaving cream will represent the germs, and I'm sitting in class, just minding my own business, paying attention to the teacher, adjusting my glasses, and there are the germs, aka shaving cream, all over my face and my mask and my glasses and my hands. And I just wanted to drive home why it is important to wear this mask, guys. Wear the mask. And there I am. Oh, it's a little hot. I want to talk to you. Yeah, so there I am. I hope I drove it home. Oh no, not my nose. So now that we know we need to wear masks, the first step, it's the most important one, wash your hands. You're gonna do this before you wear the mask and before you take it off. Now don't forget, a good hand washing is at least 20 seconds. Scrub the backs of your hands and in between your fingers, don't forget. Now let's get to it. Grab a clean mask. We're gonna put on the mask. Make sure the sides are fit to a comfortable fit. Secure it so it's not too tight around your ears, and make sure when you put it on, you loop it around your ears and secure that wire, that top. Now if you're wearing glasses or anything, you can blow, and if it fogs up, too much air is coming out. Don't forget, before you take it off, you gotta wash your hands and use sanitizer, and don't touch the front. Grab the loops. For this dirty mask, it's time to be laundered. A regular wash is fine. And that's it, guys. You did it. This was your minute to converse with your nurse. AMDG.
There's a world to be discovered. A world that will challenge you to become more, to open your heart, to see God in all things, to be a man for others. A world that will help you forge friendships that will last a lifetime. Come be empowered and set the world on fire.
Hey guys, here's your sports for the week. If you didn't know, the Belen Jesuit cross-country team has been off to a hot start, winning their first 2 races, with junior Adam Agulis leading the way. The team races again this weekend at the Belen Trail Race in Jacksonville. This week, the Miami Heat faced off against the Boston Celtics in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Heat were not looking good, being down 14 going into the 4th quarter. Then rookie sensation Tyler Hero and all-star Jimmy Butler took over in the 4th. The game went into overtime, where Bam Adebayo had a game-saving block to win the game.
Tatum is clearly by everybody else high.
In college football, the Big Ten Conference had decided to resume starting October 24th. The Miami Marlins have gotten on a roll, winning 4 of their past 5 games, claiming 2nd place in the division. The Marlins are trying to end a 17-year drought of not making the playoffs. That's all your sports today. Now back to Manny at the desk.
Thanks, Patricios. That's all your news for today. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Stay safe and have a great week, Wolverines.